Kayla Malec's brave stand, from survivor to symbol of justice. On May 7, 2025, 20-year-old TikTok star Kayla Malec walked out of a Sumner County courtroom not just with a legal win, but with a message that echoed far beyond the courthouse walls. With over 14 million followers watching her every move, Kayla didn't just win a domestic violence case against her ex-boyfriend Evan Johnson, she sparked a movement. For nearly a year, Kayla endured a nightmare behind closed doors. Months of abuse masked by Instagram smiles and carefully curated videos. But when she finally chose to speak up, she did so with a courage that shook the internet. On April 4th, she released a raw, 2-hour YouTube video titled, "He Doesn't Love You," where she laid bare the emotional and physical abuse she had suffered. Her voice trembled, but it never broke. She recounted being punched, choked, degraded, memories that no one should have, yet ones she refused to let define her. The internet responded instantly. Kayla's story wasn't just trending, it was felt. The video went viral, and soon, culture justice for Kayla was everywhere. People rallied behind her, strangers, survivors, even celebrities, sharing her story, lifting her voice, and demanding justice. What had once been a private pain transformed into a collective outcry for change. And Kayla wasn't alone. Another young woman, Tegan Campbell, came forward soon after. Her account mirrored Kayla's. Slaps, threats, fear. She dated Johnson in 2022 and painted a disturbingly familiar picture. Her story strengthened Kayla's case and added urgency to the growing call for accountability. Despite the emotional toll, Kayla faced her past head-on. Returning to Nashville, a city tied to some of her darkest memories, she stood face-to-face with her abuser in court. The weight of her trauma was heavy, but she carried it with purpose. She shared her fear, her strength, and her journey openly with fans, turning her platform into a place of healing, not just for herself, but for millions watching. Her courtroom victory wasn't won on words alone. Kayla came prepared, with photos of bruises, voice memos of screaming matches, and videos that captured moments of terror. The evidence didn't whisper, it screamed, and in the end, it made all the difference. The guilty verdict came as both relief and vindication. In a TikTok video posted just hours later, tears streamed down her face as she smiled and said, "And just like that, justice was served." It was a moment of raw, unfiltered truth, and the world celebrated with her. The aftermath, swift and seismic. Johnson's influencer status crumbled almost overnight. A petition calling for his imprisonment gained thousands of signatures within hours. Public figures who had stayed silent, or worse, continued associating with him, faced intense backlash. Influencer James Charles, for instance, drew criticism for his lukewarm response and alleged ties to Johnson. Others, like Michaela Testa and Zach Sellers, didn't hold back, calling for unity and action over indifference. Meanwhile, Kayla stayed grounded. She didn't let the noise distract from her purpose. Through her videos and posts, she continued to speak directly to survivors, offering resources, sharing her healing process, and urging others to recognize the red flags she once overlooked. Control, isolation, verbal abuse, jealousy, masked as love. She reminded followers that it's not just about getting out, it's about knowing you deserve better. Her case also sparked a broader conversation about the justice system. Many were outraged that Johnson was initially released on bail, despite the seriousness of the charges. His eventual conviction, while celebrated, raised bigger questions about how domestic violence cases are handled, and the urgent need for reform. But at the heart of it all is Kayla, a young woman who refused to stay silent. She turned her trauma into strength, her story into a platform, and her pain into a powerful voice for change. She became proof that even in your darkest moments, you can reclaim your power. Kayla Malec didn't just survive, she led. And in doing so, she reminded the world that justice doesn't always come easy. But with enough courage, it can be claimed. Her journey is still unfolding, but one thing is certain, her fight lit a fire that won't go out anytime soon.
Subscribe for more interesting videos and hit the like button.